we just have to stay focused, stay locked in, do what we know how to do.
It's really nice to have all that support.
Just run at them and just leave it all out there.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for a Cardinal Spotlight. Currently joined by former Wheeling University women's basketball player Cindy Albert. And Cindy, first of all, congratulations on being inducted into the Wheeling Central Catholic Athletic Hall of Fame. First of all, what does it mean to you to be honored for your high school athletic career?
It was an honor, and I was surprised when I opened the envelope to be recognized for something that I really loved to do. And it really wasn't recognized at that time as something for women to do or for young girls to do. So it means a lot to me to be recognized for all my hard work and my teammates and coaches and parents and family, to be just to have that recognition for doing something I really loved.
And here at Wheeling, you were a pioneer for our women's basketball program, coming in 1976, I believe the second year of the program. Talk about what it was like to kind of build that team from the ground up and kind of pioneer it here on campus.
At the time I didn't know I was a pioneer, and it was the second year of the women's basketball program here. They hired a coach to be like a professional coach. It wasn't like the social studies teacher or whatever like we had in high school. And it just kind of grew each year that we played. Of course, there were a lot of struggles and a lot of obstacles we had to overcome. But I think that we laid the foundation for what you have now. And I would hope that the young women who are playing now would recognize that everything that we as women's athletes went through at that time, so that what is now, they can participate in and have and enjoy it as much as we did.
And obviously at that time, you don't have the same Title IX rules that we have in place today. So talk about some of the things you guys had to go through and kind of how you kind of established yourself on campus.
Title IX was in its infancy at the time. I believe it was enacted in 1972. So by 1976, there wasn't a whole lot that had changed, except that we were given the recognition as a women's athletic team. We did get some uniforms. And I don't think it was until our maybe junior year we were so excited that somebody, I believe it was the registrar at that time, who was the AD for women's sports, Mrs. McCready, got a deal with Pony to get us basketball shoes. So it was things like that. We used the same equipment that the men used. We had crappy gym times because they came first, so we had to wait until the evenings or late mornings on the weekends to practice. And it wasn't a big. I was the only woman in my class here at Wheeling to play basketball. It really didn't come into. It really wasn't growing as much until a class 2 years after me, and there were quite a few athletes that we recruited to bring in. So,
and when you look at the team now and see how they're competing year in and year out for an MEC championship, what pride does that give you, knowing that you were one of the first teams to roll out that tradition?
It's awesome, and it just warms my heart to know that I was on the ground level of that. And that they're now, women are getting recognition for being athletes, and that you have the facilities to help them do that. Gyms, clothing, equipment, whatever. Everything that they need to do their best to be a good athlete.
Currently joined by Wheeling University alumni and women's basketball player Cindy Albert. And Cindy, talk about some of your times off the court here at Wheeling and maybe what lessons you learned that helped set you up for success in your future.
We were at that time the Jesuits were here, and I attribute a lot of what I know about what I've learned about leadership and community service, and just being an all around. At that time, a student who was interested in life beyond me, and I admired the Jesuits. They instilled in me a sense of belonging and looking to others, that service that, and as it turned out, I spent after a few short years working in the electrical industry for my father. After that, I was employed by the Sisters of St. Joseph, who were started by a Jesuit, and I spent 30 years working with them in a type of a service employment. So it was good to have that extension of the Jesuit influence on my life, up until 2024 when I retired.
And finally, for a woman or a young lady who's playing basketball right now and they're going to see you get inducted here in September, what advice would you give them to kind of keep pursuing their sport and doing their best on the court?
I would say play with all your heart, do your best, and it's not about the recognition it's about you being the best you can be every day, and just be better than you were the day before, and give everything you've got to something that you really love, because I think it'll help you be a good athlete.
Thanks, Cindy. Congrats on being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Can't wait to see you get inducted, and thanks for representing Wheeling.
Thank you, Zach.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
We just have to stay focused, stay locked in, do what we know how to
It's
do.
really nice to have all that support.
Just run at them and just leave it all out there.